Welcome back to Data Cloud Now's live coverage of Snowflake Summit in Las Vegas, the world's largest data and AI conference. I'm now joined by George Fraser, CEO and co-founder of Fivetran, along with Anoop Lalla, Vice President of Data and Insights at Okta. Gentlemen, such a pleasure to sit down with both of you today. George, great to see you again. The theme of the day is very much GenAI and LLMs. How will this technology impact the industry for years to come?
Well, I think the most important implications are probably going to be the ones we don't expect. That's the nature of game-changing, once-in-a-generation technological innovations, is that they overturn paradigms and they make things happen that you don't expect. So the most important consequences are going to be the ones that neither of us is going to mention today. I think from Fivetran's perspective, they're a tool we use internally. So we have found a bunch of uses over the last, even pre-ChatGPT, we were already experimenting with them for automating the process of writing connectors and docs. We have a huge library of connectors to maintain, and it's only getting huger, and so we're always looking out for productivity gains. And then it's a potential destination for the data that we deliver. So Fivetran delivers data to Snowflake, so one of the new workloads that people are using on top of that data that we deliver is training proprietary language models.
An exciting next chapter indeed, George. Great to have you here, Anoop. From your perspective, can you share with us your overall data strategy at Okta, and how do you, in the Fivetran, your partnership with Fivetran and Snowflake, how does that partnership help bring that data journey together?
Great to be here, George, and Okta aims to free everyone to use any technology. And the data strategy we have is to empower everybody at Okta with trusted and transparent data. Right? Our data strategy at Okta is all about loving our customer, creating better products, developing relevant features, enhancing the customer's security postures, and overall creating a better experience. And the way we do that is with self-service. And Fivetran and Snowflake have been pivotal to doing that. With Fivetran and Snowflake, we've created an ecosystem where we've got the enterprise data warehouse, which is used by all the teams in the organization, with Snowflake features of private data sharing and clean data rooms, along with Fivetran's capability of helping us with role-based access control. This enterprise data warehouse has become the single source of truth, providing value to Okta's employees and its customers.
It's great to hear. George, I want to come back to you. Last time we sat down, we discussed the current economic climate. How is Fivetran driving value for your customers during a time when they need it most?
Well, let me just say, first of all, that your customers appreciate the love that you have for them. Fivetran has been an Okta customer for many years. I think I use Okta more than I use my toothbrush. That's not a comment on my dental hygiene. I log into many things every day, and it's a great tool. As for the economic times we're all in, we all know budgets are tight right now. Right. There was some great commentary in Snowflake's Q1 earnings call by Frank Slootman and Mike Scarpelli about, listen, everyone is just dealing with, everyone is scrutinizing every line of that budget. And we feel that at Fivetran too. We do a couple things to help our customers navigate this situation. First of all, like Snowflake, we have consumption-based pricing, and that means you have very fine-grained control over your usage of Fivetran. You can decide every day what is worth it and what isn't. The power's in your hands. And that can be a challenge for us sometimes, but I think it's definitely a good thing for the customer. And then, data often is at the heart of budgeting and efficiency exercises. If you're trying to figure out what are you doing in your business that really works, that has ROI, that has incremental ROI, which is a sort of obsession of mine, the difference between ROI and incremental ROI, you're going to need to leverage data about everything that's happening in your business, that's coming from all your business systems, in order to understand that better.
Gentlemen, great to get your perspective, up to this point. Now I want to look towards the future. As you look out over the next 8 to 12 months, what's top of mind for each of you, and how can the audience learn more about Fivetran and Okta respectively? Anoop, let's start with you.
There's been tremendous amounts of innovation in the data supply chain, right? All the elements in the data lifecycle have gone through tremendous amounts of innovation. And what is key is to generate deeper insights and apply them to the right areas of the business. Now, you can do that either providing the insight to a person, making a decision, or do it through the system, generating automated insights. And that is where we've been using Fivetran for, is generating automated insights with the system, improving our processes. The other area which I get super excited about every year is our Businesses at Work report. We just published our 9th version of Businesses at Work, and this report collects data, which is anonymized data from all our Okta customers and the Okta integration network, and looks at the trends and patterns in the industry in terms of what applications are being used, what cloud platforms are being used, what security software is being used as customers navigate this economic uncertainty. And we've seen, I'm super excited to see that there's been a growth in analytics applications powered by Snowflake and Fivetran.
A true partnership, to your point, Anoop.
Absolutely, and so it's very exciting to see, the other area which we've seen a surge in growth in number of unique users is travel applications. As we come out of the pandemic, there's been a huge surge in people traveling for conferences like we are here today.
You can see it all around us, thousands of people. The world of data collaboration is very much playing out right behind us.
Absolutely, love it.
George, from your perspective, as you look out on the next year or so, what's top of mind for you?
There's many things. One of the biggest is, I would say, data lakes. This is the year that data lakes are finally going mainstream, that they become accessible to a broad array of customers. And part of the reason that's happening is because of what Snowflake is doing, adding high performance read support for Iceberg. And on the other side of that, storage, Fivetran, for the first time this year, has now in beta the ability to write directly to S3 and Iceberg format. And so I think you're going to see that finally get mass adoption now that the key writers and the key readers are both capable of talking to that same format. And I think that's going to give customers like Okta a lot of flexibility, in that they don't have to go all in on a single vertically integrated compute and storage platform. They can they have the freedom to choose whichever read path they like, and I think it's really exciting and admirable that Snowflake is making such an effort to make that work well, even though it unlocks the customer's data a little bit. I think the Snowflake is secure in the knowledge that they are still going to be the premier data warehouse, even when the customer has the freedom to mix and match. And then another big initiative we have is just the number of connectors. I talked about this earlier,
right,
about a lot of our internal use of AI is about enabling even faster development of connectors. We have hundreds, but we are going to get to thousands, and we are getting faster and faster at building new connectors to new data sources, to the point that now we have this by request connector program where a customer can just ask us, hey, can you just make this connector that you don't have? And we're so fast behind the scenes now, it can sometimes only take a couple of days to build a new connector, which is an amazing new capability for us. It's kind of the dream after these many years.
Great to hear how you're able to innovate, based off what you're hearing from customers. Gentlemen, I want to end the segment on a little bit of a personal note, if you don't mind. I want to ask each of you, what is your favorite unusual data set? George, let's start with you.
Sure. So my favorite data set that I don't know anyone else who's obsessed with this data set like I am is Google Search Console. So if you have a very unique name like Fivetran or like Okta, Google Search Console will actually tell you how many people search for that term every day. And it's like this amazing top of funnel awareness metric. It's equivalent, I think, to having a psychic straw into the brain of every person on earth. And so at Fivetran, as a still fast growing company, even 8 years in, we still see awareness growing and growing, which is just a very important thing as the leader of the company to be able to say, hey, are there still more people learning that we exist every day? And the answer is still yes.
It's part of your daily routine now, George. Anoop, from your standpoint.
So I have a personal one, and I didn't know I would be so interested in this data set. We have a 6-month-old baby at home. And
congratulations.
Thank you. And so the baby came a little sooner than expected and spent some time at the NICU. And he's healthy and the mom's healthy and everyone's fine now. But when he was at the NICU, I could see data about how much he slept, how much milk he's had, and look at variations in patterns, look at standard deviation, compare it to other babies, and I was driving the doctors mad, but I took the data and I went berserk with it. So, and finally I had to confess to them that this is what I do for a living, so please don't mind me.
Well, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on Data Cloud Now, covering macro trends to individual examples of how you're using data to impact your life on a day-to-day basis. Such a pleasure having you both on Data Cloud Now. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Nice to be with you.
And for the audience watching, I'm Ryan Green with Data Cloud Now. We'll see you soon.